Hey guys, happy Sunday. I was gonna do this outside, but my son came home, so he's playing outside now. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Hi. Hello. Don't you love my little monkey? Hi, monkey. He's so cute. So I'm gonna show you how to do this wrap. And then I'm going to show you how to Peapod wrap, and then I'm going to show you how to potato sack. So those are the three that I'm going to show. I'm going to try to keep this to about 20 minutes because I want to go back outside. It's awesome outside. So we'll do womb, Peapod, and then we'll do potato sack. Yeah, no problem. Well, I have a couple of students that wanted to see this anyway, so I figured, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well show everybody, right? So I'm all set up for my little boy tomorrow. So I figured I would come play in the studio with you for a few minutes. Yeah, share with everybody if you want them to be able to see this. Please, swipe and share. All right. I'm going to get you hooked up over here. I kind of look a little rough, so you're going to have to forgive that. I've been working in the garden all day. So, all right. All right. Get this to where I like it here. Come on, thingy. Might have to turn it. Remember I was having this problem the other night? Who was hanging out with me the other night? I got this new clip thing. I'm trying to like figure it out. Come on, clip. Sorry, everybody's gonna get really sick for a second. Hold on. Look at my ceiling. Isn't it awesome? Awesome ceiling. Check out my ceiling. It's so awesome. I even sing to you guys. I know, I'm pretty cool. All right, let's see if I can get this stupid thing to work here. Hello. Turn. Swivel. Yay. Okay. Alrighty. Let's move this over this way a little bit more. Whew. It's nice outside. I've been gardening all day. Trying to get my garden all ready. Okay. So, my little monkey here. Let's angle this down a little bit more. Ah! Oh no! Sorry guys. I'm like a hot mess with this thing right here. I'm not drinking, I promise. Okay. I just want you guys to be able to see it. Alright. So I'm going to unwrap my little monkey here. Alright, everybody got their teddy bear, their baby, their monkey, their little animal they're going to wrap? Alright. So I wrap in my lap. You were screaming too. So I wrap in my lap. I know a lot of people have shorter laps where like when you lay baby down, you want them to be in your lap so that your knees up here are supporting them. I like wrapping like this for a couple of different reasons. When you lay them down flat, and you lay any newborn down flat, especially after they've just eaten, everything kind of comes up this way. So if you give them some elevation, it keeps everything down in their stomach. So wrapping them on a more elevated surface, so using my legs and giving them an incline to lay on, keeps all that milk in their stomach. Versus if you were to wrap them straight, their head is laying like this, they can have more of a tendency to want to throw up or have reflux, or especially reflux babies. So I've actually kind of come up with this little gadget here. It's actually just a piece of foam. that I covered with a one of those covers for the changing pads. So I'm just kind of testing it out to see how it would work. Just because for people with short legs, you need to be able to extend them so that the baby's head. So I just put like a little wrap right up here for their head, and then I'm going to use this. So I have my baby laying here. Everybody see okay? All right, so my baby's here, and for the womb wrap, I'm going to take this off. Do it in the order that I would do it. Okay. So for the womb wrap, I have baby laying here. Baby always has the diaper on for wrapping. It's just safer that way, my opinion anyways. So I am right-handed, so I always take my wrap short side and bring it under baby. So I have this short little side over here, and then I have the rest of my wrap on the other side. So I'm going to get their hands. I always put hands across the chest. So I always do this with their hands, because when I do other wraps on top, I want to be able to have their hands close to the top so that when I do the potato sack, I can pull their hands out and I don't have to fish too far down. So I just kind of crisscross over, and I don't really care about the legs at this point. The legs can just kind of hang out. I'm going to take this, pull tight, and come across for the first time. I'm going to tuck it on the side over here, so I'm tucking just like this to give myself some more pressure to be able to pull this way. So then I'm going to take this side, pull it nice and tight, flip it over. All right, so now I've got my two passes. So this is what the top should look like. I'm covering the hands nice and nice. So now I want to get the baby's feet just like this. So I'm putting the baby's feet right up like this, crossing them over, and they should pretty much cross, and you should be covering the diaper. So this first cross here is going to cover the top part of the diaper, and then when you put their legs up like this, it should cover the rest of the diaper. So that's basically what it looks like for the first pass. Now I'm going to go, you can go up around the head or you can go around the bum. It doesn't really matter. I like to go around the head, so I'm going to bring it around the head. Holding my hand here. This is keeping their feet where I want them. Switch hands. Kind of adjust it around their butt. And wrap again. Switch hands, kind of adjust, make sure I have everything covered. And then now I'm going to end because there's nothing else really, nowhere else for me to go. And then there's the final wrap. So super, super simple. And then I just tuck, and when I put baby in, I pick baby up just like this. So I'm holding the neck and the head, holding the bum, and then I put them down into the bucket just like this. So however I want to sit them, I always like to kind of turn their head a little bit and kind of like very squishify them. So when you turn their head like that, it looks really cute. So this is typically how I like put them down in the blanket or in the bucket. So super, super simple wrap. You can do it on the beanbag too. I've done this on the beanbag. Works for awake babies. All wrapping works for awake babies, but this is a good like, yes. So you definitely could use the straight jacket for this. Awesome. Yes, definitely practice on like practicing how to, this is how I learned how to wrap. I practiced on inanimate objects, and it's just like moving one hand to the other and moving things around and figuring out how to do it. The motions, and that's really the key to wrapping, really to any pose, is figuring out how to hold them. No, I don't. Okay, so my baby's done here. Now I'm going to show you how to do the Peapod wrap. So the Peapod wrap is kind of similar the same way here. And I'm going to use, so I have stretch knit, and then I also have some other stretchy wraps that I'll be using as well. So I'm going to do the Peapod. So the same exact thing for the Peapod. It is where we started with the other one. So I bring it under the baby, short side. So because I'm right-handed and I do most of my like cranking, I say cranking down, but I'm really not doing it. What am I using on the legs? And where do you usually swaddle leg? So I like legs high. I put legs like in their chest. As high as the baby will let me put their legs. So on the Peapod wrap, I bring this down, I get my arms adjusted, just like I did before, and then I get my legs adjusted. So I try and put, this is kind of exactly how I try and get baby. So legs and arms. Oh, what is the baby laying on? This is a piece of foam that I have covered right now. I'm kind of testing how to like figure out how to do this for short people. Typically I would just do it in my lap. It's a leg and hip workout for sure, to do it like this, but I like the control of being able to do it in my lap much better than doing it on a flat surface. All right, so I get my hands and my legs in place and I hold them. So baby's awake, baby's asleep, I don't care. I'm able to hold legs and everything. So with this first pass, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. So I get my wrap in my hand and I pass over. I keep my hand here until I'm ready, pass over and tuck. And then with this hand, I'm holding and pulling this hand out. And then I'm gonna tuck it back. So that's my first pass, and that gets all this covered and keeps everything. So now this one, tuck again. So here I'm gonna pull out the bottom. This is a huge key to getting a good Peapod wrap, is pulling out this bottom, and then I'm gonna bring it up and I'm gonna tuck it. So I got them in place, and then I pulled that bottom up and I tuck it into their shoulder, and then now I'm going to make this pass. So that's just the first part of the wrap. That's all I'm doing. So, and now I'm just going to get them nice and covered up. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go under the butt. And I like to come back up again from the bottom and back up to the shoulder, because it helps reinforce those legs staying up so the baby can't kick out, especially if you have babies that always kick those legs out. This is going to keep that from happening because you're pulling and tucking into their shoulder. So then I'm going to pass again and go under. And now this is going to be my final layer, so I'm just going to make sure that everything looks good by tucking. I'm going to do one more pass over. I probably didn't need to if I didn't want to, but, and then I just kind of like tuck and make it look nice everywhere. Okay, so look how tight this baby is in there. Nice and wrapped up. Nice bottom part, and that's because I pulled from the bottom twice to keep their legs in this place. This is the key to a very nice wrap. I don't do a lot of cloning, warping. I don't do a lot of liquefying to my wraps. If I need to, it'll just be like small humps where their arms are, or just to kind of level things out. But I want it right in camera. That is my big pet peeve, is I want it right in camera. Lighting and background, all that kind of good stuff. I really don't want to have to do it. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna do the potato sack. So the greatest thing about this is I can do a shot in this wrap, and then I can go ahead and go into the potato sack. So I work the other way, where some people work the opposite way. So they do the potato sack first, and then they unwrap and take a shot then. So I just, it doesn't really matter how you do it. This is just how I do it. So from here, I'm gonna take another wrap. And this is my stabilizing wrap. So it really doesn't matter what wrap this is, what color it is, doesn't really matter. This wrap is to make the core of your baby nice and sturdy. Essentially the way you put a baby into a bucket and they have that stability from the bucket, that's what we're doing here, is giving them a nice core wrap. So I'm really not too worried about covering the baby. I'm really not too worried about making sure this part is covered or the top part, because this is really just a stability wrap. So in a baby in a wrap, they're kind of like this, and then they have their feet up into their stomach, and then you have this area right here where there is no support. So when you put them in the potato sack, if they're not in enough wraps or they don't have enough support here where this fat roll is right here, they'll lean like this or like this. They'll like lean to the side. You can use any kind of a wrap for stability, so it doesn't really matter what you do. The idea is to get it in the core. You are filling the center here where the baby is lacking feet or hands or anything to support them. It's just free skin, and you'll know when they're in the wrap and they're, not supported. They kind of just, wobble around. Once you get this wrap on them, you're filling all of that in. Okay, so my hips are starting to hurt. All right, so this is going to be my final wrap. So for this one, this is mainly coverage. So I just want to make sure that the top looks good. But before I go and put this wrap on, I want to fish my hands out. That's why I keep the hands towards the top. Side, not where the stool is from. Hobby Lobby. All right, so I fished my hands out, and I always try to put the hands to the side, because to the side you're leaving a nice breathing area right here where their trachea is. So I always try and put them to the side over here. If you put them more in the front, they're going to sit more right here on their trachea, and you don't want that. So if you put them more to the side, then they're not sitting directly on their windpipe, and that's what you don't want. So I put them to the side like this, and that way when they're leaning, they're not leaning directly on their hands, which are leaning right on their windpipe. So now I've got my baby's hands out, I've got my support. Then I take my final wrap, and I don't care if the bottom is covered or not, because I'm not even going to see the bottom. I want the wrap to look nice on top. And I start my wraps, oh thank you. I start my wraps all the same way. So I always start them on the left and tuck. They're always started that way. And if you're left-handed, you should start them the other way. I'm right-handed, so that's just how I start them. All right. So I'm actually happy with the way this looks. He's all wrapped and happy here, just like that. And like I said, I don't care what the bottom looks like, because we're not even going to see the bottom. All right. So my baby's wrapped. When you have a baby wrapped properly in the potato sack, I pick them up like this, supporting their head. Let me just tuck this in the back. I pick them up just like this and sit them in my lap, supporting the back of their neck. This is dark gray, actually, and this is from Nandy's shop. I think it's like 3 Little Birds or something like that. But it's like a nice, really stretchy material. I'm in love with them. Okay, so when you stand baby up, baby should be very sturdy. And I always do this. I always take baby just like this, and I go, look, a sack of cuteness to the parents, and they're all like, ah! And it's so adorable. So, yeah. So you should be able to pick them up just like this and kind of like, look how cute they are. Ah! But I always do that. So, and it gives a good reaction to parents and gets them really excited about it too. All right, so now comes the fun part. All right, so you can do this on a beanbag, you can do this on the wood. I'm going to take my Halo Poser from Little Dreamer Props, and it goes right here, just like that. Ugh. And I'm going to take my Fulcati. So now I've got my Fulcati and I'm going to take my baby and I'm going to put my baby in. And I always kind of fluff this, and you kind of want to make sure they lean forward just a little bit. And I kind of fluff it around, and then let me bring this just a little closer. The idea when you do this is to shoot down the baby's face. So they're in the halo poser. They're so stable in here. You can do this as a composite, so you can have an assistant or your mom, somebody helping you. You have them hold the top of the baby's head here and the bottom right here, just like this, just like you do the froggy pose. And you have them move that hand and you take your picture, and then you have them move that hand and you take your picture, and then you're all done. But baby stays very stable in this halo poser, which makes the composite so easy because they're not moving anywhere. When you don't use the halo poser, or you try to just put them on like beanbag fabric, they're not as stable. So, and if you don't wrap them properly, I've seen so many potato sacks and it's just like scary to look at. So, I do it on the floor. You can do it on the, sometimes I'll like stick a stool like this behind and like clamp the flocati here. And then I'm shooting down anyways. So it really doesn't matter, like where you do this. I've done it on the floor. I've done it on the beanbag. It doesn't really matter. So when I shoot with my camera, this is how I'm going to shoot. And so then if I need to extend the two sides, I definitely can, or I can fix them so I don't have to worry about doing it in camera. But this is how I'm going to shoot right down the face. So it's giving you a nice perspective of baby. And then you can always put a cute little bonnet on them. I like the potato sack with bonnets on. I think it's wicked cute. Right. So 3 wraps. Any questions, guys? Did you like it? Ugh. Wrapping is like one of my favorite things to do because you get so much bang for your buck. Oh, thank you. All right, so practice. That is the idea, is to practice, practice, practice. Take your stuffed animal, take your baby, take anything, and wrap. And you should have them in teeny tiny little pod like I had them in. Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, I struggled for a long time, and then I just practiced on a stuffed animal. And after you do it so many times, practicing, if you can do exactly what I did, you can do this, you can do that with a baby. It's learning, like I said, how to put your hands to hold and swapping. A lot of the times it's just learning what to do with your hands. I think a third hand would be awesome, but we only have 2, so we got to work with what we got. Jess, we used the halo poser. So, and if anybody wants to see without it, you can see where baby goes and how awesome it is. Yes, I actually, do I start with the wrapped baby, then naked? Yes. So I do start with wrapped shots. Wrapped shots allow me to test the baby's temperament, see how sleepy they are, see if they need to eat again. It allows me to let the parents relax a little bit. I don't want to go into any crazy poses as soon as they walk in because some of my first-time parents are, a little overbearing. Not a lot, but yes, I do the potato sack with twins. Yes. So I always start with wrap shots, and I'll do that first Peapod wrap, or I'll do that that first wrap that we did, the womb wrap or something to that effect, in a bowl on the flocati laying down, and then I may put them on the beanbag. I may unwrap them and put them in a prop and then rewrap them if I need to after they eat. But I always do like 1 or 2 wrap shots during a session. Those are kind of my favorite shots because it really shows like how teeny and squishy they are. And then I always have parents that are like, holy crap, you're coming home with me. I can't swaddle like that. And my baby hates swaddling and that baby is so happy. So parents want to take me home. So it's definitely awesome to do a lot of bang for your buck in this session. Because especially if you have a fussy baby, even fussy babies, they'll stay wrapped. And if they're If they're crying while you're wrapping them, wrap through the cry. You know, just keep wrapping, because chances are by the time you finally finish that wrap, you can stand up with them and snuggle them and sway with them, and they'll relax some. I have not yet met a baby that hated being wrapped, and when I see people say, oh, the baby hated being wrapped, I immediately am like, well, I think it's education at that point, because I've not had a baby that has hated being wrapped. Even the older babies that don't get swaddled anymore like being wrapped. So it's all about how you do it and educating yourself. So if you wrap them correctly, they will love it. I promise. Any questions? I'm going to go back outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. I do have a newborn tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to Periscope because I don't have an assistant. But I may like hop on really quick if I get him to be adorable really quick, and I can Periscope and say hi. But other than that, yes, I hope everybody else enjoys their afternoon, and I'd love to see you post on the post that I made in the Newborn 101 group and in my workshop group. Go ahead and under that post, if you watch this and you practice, I want to see a picture, a cell phone picture. It doesn't have to be professional. I want to see a picture of your wrap, and I'll be happy to give you some critiques on it. That way, you know, like I said, you're seeing my wrap. There's no editing done here. And I know that this is a fake baby, but this is essentially exactly how my wraps look with a real baby. So, you know, if you can get it looking this good, real baby or a teddy bear, whatever you have, doesn't matter. Yeah, post whatever you have. I want to see your practice. So if your practice should be amazing, like seriously. So if your practice is super amazing, then it's going to be good with the baby, you know, and then you can just keep practicing. So keep practicing. Oh yeah, absolutely. This will be rewatched. No, I didn't do a studio tour. I can really quick. Does anybody want to see it in here? And then I'm going to go. So this is, and if you missed this, this is the Halo Poser from the Little Dreamer props. I highly recommend this. So, oh nice. Have fun. Good luck with that. All right, quick studio tour. And then I'm going to go. So, beanbag. This is where my parents sit for newborn sessions. Oh, you had a twin session? Oh, how was it, Pat? Good? So this is where my parents sit for newborn sessions. I'm working on finishing this wood wall over here. And then, oh, good to hear that. And then my beanbag is set up right here. And then I have my other wood drop over here. I do lots of stuff with this, but it picks right up. They're single planks, and I just lay them back down. My windows that are open for natural light right now, my 107 inches above the window, I have blackout curtains, and then my 53 inches over here. There's my 64-inch PLM, my adorable little cart that I love. This is all my props over here, my headbands and outfits. And hold on, I gotta move my light. I'm using the PLM at that angle for bowl shot laying down first, since I always do laying down shots first. It's set up for that. So that's that. So all my wraps, just some more storage over here. I have stuff in the closet over there, but I'm not showing you the closet. All this stuff up there, candy. And then fluff, all that. I have more everywhere else, but this is just the stuff that I use right now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be back on maybe tomorrow or video or something. But I want to see your teddy bears. So post your teddy bears under the comment in the 101 group, so that we can kind of all keep track of them together. But I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. You guys have a good one. You're welcome. Have a good one. Happy Sunday.